Okay, Brian, you describe yourself pretty much as the walking wounded after Monday. How are you all injury-wise?
Yeah, we've got a couple. We've got a few. So Brett Delaney, Stevie Ward won't be available. They've been soldiering on that with their own hamstrings. We're obviously still missing Ash Golden and Liam Sutcliffe from the Hull game, and Brett Delaney, Carl Ablett are also out there. So we've got a few. We've got a growing list there, but the players that played against Widnes on Monday, I thought in the first half were really committed, did a good job, and I think so far this year, when we've had a little mini injury issues and team selection issues, the fellas that have come in and played have done a good job.
I was going to say, how impressed were you with, especially the second game? Because you mentioned that people were stepping up, but they got their bumps and bruises. I think someone taking their legs out of braces to step up for you. Yeah,
it's always hard to measure that. You can just broadly say it's some toughness and desire to play, which is great, and you've got to have that. But as I said at the time, the medics probably are not 100% happy with it, but they get it as well. They understand that we've got to get some blokes out on the field, and if we only ever waited for them to be 100% fit, they wouldn't be playing many games per year.
It obviously gives you the points over the Easter weekend, but what does it do for you psychologically to get those wins and to get that battling performance to get the points?
For sure the wins are a big thing, and obviously in a competition where we have a cut-off point on round 23, we want to get as many points as we can, as quick as we can. I think the way we're playing at the moment is probably the more significant thing. That gives us confidence. Against Hull, I thought we were great, and first half against Widnes went and executed really well. So we are building our offensive game as the season progresses. We've been pretty good defensively so far this year, albeit for one game, with one blip. But in the main, we've been pretty good defensively and got a real togetherness or trust in each other near our try line defensively, and we're now starting to see some of our offensive game grow.
Challenge Cup this weekend then, a chance maybe to rest a few given the bumps and bruises that you've got, but a couple of debutants we're expecting on Friday.
Yeah, there'll be a couple of young fellas out there. Mikolaj Odleski will play. I hope I've said that name correctly. And Jack Walker will feature as well. So, along with another few fellas, we'll see Jack Olmonroyd again, who's also played this year. We'll see more of Josh Walters and Ash Hanley, and some of those. We call them young fellas, but they're starting to rack up a good number of games now for us. So that's not to say that we don't respect, the threat that Doncaster have got, and certainly we've got enough senior blokes in the team there that suggests that we're not taking this game lightly.
I was going to say, is this a case of them not forcing their way in, but you've got the confidence in them? It's not a case of circumstance having to bring them in.
A bit of both. Mikolaj, as I've been saying now for a while, has been playing really well at Bradford. Jeff Tuvey was very impressed with him at the time he spent with Bradford on loan. He's been waiting for his chance, and yes, there's a bit of injury in it as well, but we're sure he'll do a good job for us.
Just heard Mick outside. Who's his confidence? There's no signs of nerves from him, and he can't wait for tomorrow.
Who's that, Mick?
Mick, yeah.
Well, he keeps laughing. That's all he ever does, he giggles. So now he's focused enough. Actually, he's quite a smart kid. If you get, once you get him involved in a chat, he's pretty aware. Although he's a late starter to our game, he's quite sharp. I see his rate of improvement is going pretty quick.
And Brad Singleton, of course, is back for you as well. Is this a good game for him to come back into?
I don't know about that. I just think any game would be. He served a 6-month suspension, which hurt us, and it was an action he shouldn't have done. It's not really like him, and it was a stupid thing for him to do. And let's hope he's learned his lessons.
I was going to say, how has he been during the time out? Is he sort of, you comment from him? Obviously, he regrets what he did, and it's just a case of learning from it and moving on, I suppose.
Yeah, he's been flogged. He hasn't had a good time, and he's not enjoyed any of it. Which that's how it should be when you get banned for doing something stupid.
Just a word finally on Doncaster then. What are you expecting from them?
I remember being, as a young fella, playing what is perceived a far better team, a far bigger team, when I started out as a professional, and genuinely believing I could beat the opposition. And I think that's where Doncaster will be. I think they'll genuinely believe they can beat us, and they'll have some sort of plan and strategy that if things go to plan and if they get certain things in place and they're allowed to progress and build their game on game day, they'll believe they can beat us, and we've got to knock that out of them. We've got to knock the snot out of them and make sure that we treat this game as if it's a Super League game. But more than that, it's the first Challenge Cup game we're involved with, and that's something we'd really like to progress in.
Brilliant, thank you.
Cheers. Ryan, you've named still a very strong squad for this game. Is that needs must? Is that the last few you've got left, so to speak?
Pretty much. There'd be one or two, not many. There'd be one or two more names I'd like to maybe step down, but then at the same time, and there's some credible replacements for them with our juniors, but we wouldn't want to. Again, this is a Challenge Cup game. We don't want to take Doncaster too lightly. Again,
like you said, not treating them with any disrespect at all, but is this a good draw for you? Because it could have been a whole lot worse, couldn't it?
No, I understand what you're saying, and Wigan away is probably something we didn't want in the Challenge Cup. Yeah.
Does it need looking at this? Because obviously you've just come off a really tough Easter period, and the Challenge Cup is a big chance for success for this club, and two Super League clubs could have got drawn together. Is it tough on the back of the Easter week? Maybe should it come a bit later on?
I don't know. I think there's bigger issues and bigger questions. The second Easter is probably more of a talking point, or the second backup of fixtures is probably more of a talking point. Once you're up and running, and this has been happening for the last 4 or 5 years now, once you're up and running, every week is hard, every week's intense, and I think sometimes just too often, people from close to the game can pick fault with the game, and we know a lot about what goes on in our game. We can pick fault with it, but you take a step back. There are some quality games on show every single week, and some intense games more than anything. The intensity of games, I think, is getting stronger and stronger every year. Certainly, all the way through 2015, I found that an intensely tough season for us. Obviously, last year, you cranked that intensity up by tenfold for us, and we couldn't match it. And just this year now we're up and running. There's not that much we can do with the players through the week. We're putting them back together again each week. So, in answer to your question, regardless when we play the Challenge Cup, it's going to be tough. There's not an easy week.
It's obviously had great success in the competition in recent years, and it's another chance to progress to the next round. Given your league form, you must feel you're in a decent place at the moment.
Yes. Let's trust that we do a good job tomorrow night, and we'll really look forward to being in the hat for the next round. And we'd love nothing more than to progress further into this competition and get to Wembley and win it and win the Challenge Cup. So it's a credible goal for us at the moment.
And about Mikel, I saw him play for Featherstone a couple of weeks ago. He's a big, strong boy. You were a prop forward yourself. What attributes has he got? Do you feel that he can take him all the way?
Well, he's got some speed, and most of your big blokes who play in the front row, those are the ones that stand out, have got a bit of leg speed. You look at Adam Cuthbertson, who's got some other traits. He's clearly got some vision and some skill about him, but he's got a bit of leg speed as Adam Cuthbertson, and surprises the opposition with that. And all the good ones. If you think back to your top line is Adrian Morley. I know he started off as a back rower, but when he moved to the front row, his strength of carry and how impactful he was, it was amazing. Was Moz's carry when he was in his prime, and Mikelai's got the ability to be as good as that. In terms of the strength of carry, the whole other part of his game, reading defence and just a bit of game management for himself as a front rower, is not there yet. And you can only get that by playing. We can highlight certain things and try and speed up that learning process, but ultimately he's got to just play the games and keep banging those games out. And that's why the loan deal at Bradford was so beneficial for him. We always knew there was something there, but you never quite get to find out as quick until he plays first team. And then obviously he went and played in a bit of a different landscape with a dominant Featherstone team and really hit his straps there. So he's due this first team start with us.
Is it almost a good test of the young men when they go out, given that they've got to go into a new environment, they don't know where they're going, etc.? Do you find more out about them as a person, do you feel?
Yeah, absolutely, most definitely. There's when they get given the big bag of kit here at the start of the year, and they become part of our group, it worries me that they get too much kit and it looks too good on them, and we've got to get them out, and it's not a wild idea that I don't mind someone that would still work maybe and have a job and come train with us twice a week, and they've got to earn the right to be really proud about wearing this badge and do something for the badge first, rather than just wear it and thinking that you've got it cracked. And part of that process is going out and earning your stripes somewhere else. You can't come and play first team with us straight away, nobody's that good. So you've got to go out and find out how good you are, and that is with other clubs. And Leeds as a club have got a great history of putting their players out on loan long before I got here. We'll continue to do that rather than stock up our 19s or our second tier or our reserve grade or whatever format it's in. We're not bothered about winning those comps, but we are bothered about our next cabs off the rank being as developed as they can.
And just finally on Doncaster, obviously Carl Hall, chairman, he's a former Leeds player. He'll come here and be desperate for his side to do well, so they are going to be a big threat, aren't they? Yeah,
for sure. I played with Carl Hall, and I know he's got some ambition in the game, Carl. I think what he's doing there with Doncaster, he's doing some hard yards there with Doncaster, and it's not easy. But at the same time, he's doing things the right way as well. And sometimes doing things the right way takes a little bit longer to make some headlines than maybe cutting one or two corners. So I can empathise with Carl out at Doncaster, trying to build something as well as a rugby league team, and what a coup that would be for them. And we know that the players have talked about that. The players were great this morning in their captain's running. You want to know that your players have got it covered, that they respect them. I can come in here and tell you that we respect them. I'm not sure how accurate it is unless they say it. And the players were great there. They know what tomorrow's about and they know what's at stake tomorrow.
Brian, with so much riding on Super League, in particular finishing in the top half, how do you view the Challenge Cup? Is it still as special to you? Yeah,
we can do both. I don't think we're ever in the area of saying, well, we want to go well in the league, so the cup doesn't matter. We can do both. We can be good at both, and we can win both, and that's what we aim to do.
Could you understand perhaps other teams prioritising Super League at the moment over the Challenge Cup?
In extreme adversity, yeah, I can. In extreme adversity, I don't think there's a team in Super League would be saying that just now, though. There's a long way to go, and there's a couple of teams at the bottom of the ladder who don't want to be there, and they'll be hurting. But there's a fair chunk of the season to go before I think they start thinking about the Challenge Cup doesn't matter. It can be a real good springboard. I know it's a different competition, but you have a good run in the Challenge Cup, and you're a good team. You can't just say, well, you're only a good team there, but you're not a good team there. You can take that form with you, and it can transfer.
I've been at the finals, quite an atmosphere there. What is it about the competition for you which is special?
Probably that it's knockout right from round one. There's no second chances, and in the league in this format we get 23 practice rounds to get into then a separate competition, and then we get another 7 intense rounds to then go into a little mini competition, and then that's knockout is the top 4, to get through to the grand final, and that in itself is a great story. It's the format's good, whereas the Challenge Cup comes and you go, right, you lose, you've gone, that's it, and then you've got to sit back and watch everybody else progress, and ultimately sit back and watch the 2 finalists play in front of a packed stadium at Wembley, and an iconic place. So it's anybody who tells you they don't want to get there are a liar. Everyone wants to get there. Everyone wants to create history. Whether you're a Super League club, you want to get there, and if you're a second tier or a third tier team, you want to go as far down the comp as you can, and maybe taking 1 or 2 scalps along the way.
Just a quick word on John Moon. Spoke to him earlier this week. He's top try scorer obviously this season. Seems to be enjoying his rugby. You must be delighted with the way that he's performing.
Yeah, he's been very good, and I don't think he's doing too much different, but he's just doing it more as a 6th. Get the ball to him as a centre. He's very good anyway. but when he's gone and played standoff there, we've seen more of him. So we'll see how far that takes us.
You obviously played with Doncaster in the early part of your career. They're playing a bit of a lonely furrow down in South Yorkshire now, with Sheffield based up at Wakefield. This is a great chance for them to have a day in the sunshine.
Yeah, for sure. I thought you were going to mention my hat-trick then, Phil. No, we're not mentioning my hat-trick. Yeah, for sure. Listen, I think in the mid-lates last year, we played Batley, and John Keir went on record and said that the club, the Rhinos, need to be proud of itself about how it handled the occasion of playing Batley and how that could have turned out, our attitude towards that, how that could have been. But we got a similar attitude towards Doncaster. They play a game, they play a tough game, they play a game that we love, and we want to give the day all the respect it deserves. It just so happens that some of that will mean us bashing them and stopping them from carrying the ball and wanting to run through them and hurting them, and that's the game. But we respect the players that play the game and respect their club. We know they're a well-run establishment, and we'll put on a great day for them. Matt
Parcell gets a rest this week. He's been in impressive form so far this season. Is it important that you have a look at the backups to that hooker spot, given how crucial it is? Yeah, absolutely. And Matt won't play every game going on from here. He won't play every game this season. You know, there'll be one or two occasions where he steps down again. So yes, we need to have a look at some options there. John and Lilly, Rob Burrow, Sammy Alice. You know, we've got some credible backups there. Being at home in this round of the cup, is that important? Yeah, there's some options where it could have been elsewhere, and you know, some more challenging teams in that regard. I think being at home is great for the fans. It's great for us. The fans have been outstanding this year. I know they've had their loyalty tested already this year with a game a few weeks ago, and they were great the week after that, and they've been great since. Obviously, we're in this round of the Cup because of where we finished in last year's table. What's your thoughts on that format, that the teams for the qualifiers go into the Cup around early? I don't know. Yeah, there's. I don't know enough about it to make enough comments about it. We've got a Challenge Cup game this weekend, and you know, we need to win that to progress through to the next round, and that's our main focus. Presumably for the game of rugby league, though, it's good that Super League teams get the opportunity to play against Championship 1 sides in terms of, you know, the whole the game as a whole. Listen, we finished. If you want to be really clinical about it, we finished we finished 9th last year, and part of that means that we've got to be involved in the Cup around early. I don't mind that. That's something we have to wear. The byproduct of that is that I suppose we qualify the Challenge Cup earlier than what we would be doing because we're in it. You know, we're playing Doncaster, and you know that it gives Doncaster a great day as well. You know, to come and play here.